Welcome to the Sex and Love Labcast. This week on the podcast, I'm just going to give you a quick update on my life. It's been a couple weeks and things have been crazy. So stay tuned. Welcome back to the Sex and Love Labcast. I am your hostess, Lauren G. LG, the Lauren Gregory, Lauren GG, LGG. I remember when I was little, I say little, I was grown enough to be writing in cursive and understanding, I don't know, masculine and feminine. Um, my mom and I were talking about my initials, and again, no clue why. No clue. But I remember telling her how much I loved my initials because the L is nice and swoopy and, you know, curvy and then a G is very well, and they're feminine. The L is very feminine to me. And then a G is very like, full and sort of masculine, and I felt like it was a perfect balance. Um, I don't know what that means about me, if it means anything. I was going to do a podcast today on sex and religion, and I decided to wait because I really wanted some input from people on my social media. So if you are on my social media, if I haven't already posted a question, I will be posting it. I did post one to my Facebook, to the Venus Vixen Academy group, and to a group that I'm a member of called Adults Only Pensacola Alternatives. If you are in the Pensacola area and you are of an alternative lifestyle of any sort, for me, it was, BDSM and kink. Um, they do have an adults only group. It is not to mess around in, but just a safe space to be yourself. Okay. For 18 plus. They are very accepting of all lifestyles. There is no bullying. They don't tolerate that. So join knowing that you got to be nice or they'll kick you out. And I'll support them 100%. Anyway, it's been a rough almost 5 weeks now. Maybe, I think 5 weeks. I think Tuesday, 5 weeks ago, is when my dad fell and hit his head. He went to the emergency room back home. They found he had a brain bleed. So, like, immediately it was, we got to get you to an ICU somewhere else. My sister chose a hospital in Jackson, Mississippi, which was 2 hours south for them. Um, Home is 6 hours away from me. Jackson is only four. So, I was able to go see my dad a couple of times. I did go with him and stay in the ICU when he was there. They discharged him what we felt like was way too soon, and apparently it was because he went home and then just kept declining. And finally, they talked him into going to the hospital. Me and my sister had to beg. He didn't want to go, and I understand. Like, there was so much going on. I think he felt like it was his fault that like he wasn't getting better. But getting older in general is hard. It's hard to be, I'm 43. I'm about to be 43. I keep putting age on myself and telling people I'm 43, but I do not turn 43 until July. But even now, I mean, I have a bad knee. I'm a big girl. So like getting up in a chair to turn something on or to like pull something down from somewhere is hard for me. And I know that makes me feel bad about myself. And so I can't imagine how he was feeling as an almost 73-year-old man. So I got him back to the ER. They they took another CT and they said that his brain bleed was bigger, which was very concerning. However, at that point, I was like, I wonder if they're using their old image or the image from the hospital in Jackson, which of course I don't know if they had access to the hospitals in Jackson's imaging, but the brain bleed was not bigger. It was not bigger. It was just that when he was in the ER back home and then at the ICU in Jackson, it had gotten bigger that first time. But it has, I mean, well, I don't know if they've done a CT in Jackson. I'll have to ask. But they admitted him to the hospital and then admitted him to Methodist rehab in Jackson. And he's been there working really hard, which is why I just I didn't I didn't podcast the last 2 weeks. The one prior to that, I felt like was not great content because I was just trying to put something out to put something out. So I decided to not do that. I have missed you. I hope you have missed me. Miss me, please. Miss me. Don't be creepy, Lauren. So that is the thing that is still happening. My dad is still in the hospital. He is supposed to be released from the rehab center on the 3rd because he's doing so good. And then he is going back home, hopefully to a swing bed unit at a local hospital, just to kind of transition. Also, my hair is still a little bit wet and just deal with it. And that's mainly me telling myself that because I see it and I'm like, my hair is not perfect. Must fix it. But you don't care. Why do I care so much? I can tell you why I care so much, but that's a whole nother podcast. So, anyway, here I am. Um, It has been a very emotional few weeks. Uh, Being in the ICU with my dad was really hard. This is not the first time that we've gone through a medical crisis with my dad. He had an instance, just it was ended up being what his doctor called a fluke of congestive heart failure back when I was, I think in like early college years, early 20s. And then he had a heart attack in 2012. Um, so this is nothing new, but this one was it felt a little more serious because I mean, like when he had his heart attack, he did go to an ICU out of town, but it was just 45 minutes away. This is like we got to send you 2 hours away, and we might life flight you, and that was so scary because he's my daddy, you know. But he has worked really hard. I got to see him doing some of his physical therapy last week, and I was sitting there with him. I went and spent 2 nights in the hospital with him, and I asked him, I was like, "Hey, do you want me to come watch you?" And he's like, "I think it'll be really discouraging," and that kind of bummed me out because like I was only seeing him transfer from his wheelchair to the bed and back. Like I wasn't getting to see him walk. I didn't know how much of that he was doing. And so, if you hear the dogs barking, I'm sorry. We have an extra dog here this weekend, and dogs bark, so deal with it. But the therapist came to get him, and he said, "Do you want to go?" And I was like, "Yes." I went and watched, and it was actually so encouraging. He did so good. He did so good. It was great. So he is getting released next Thursday, which is fantastic. And we're all really excited about that. His birthday is Wednesday, but I'm not going to get to go see him, which sucks because I have to work at 1 o'clock and I was not able to change my schedule around. So that stinks. But he understands. He is okay. It's just me. It's just my own guilt. So I do have a plan to go like once he's home from everything to go home and stay maybe 4 or 5 days and really get to spend some time with my family because I don't get to go home often. It is 6 hours away. I do have a career that I don't get to just be off whenever I want to, unfortunately. So I gotta make some time though, because I gotta. Um, in other news, I am seeing someone. and I know he will be listening to this. So I am not going to go into detail. I want to keep that private for now. But I am very excited. I am very excited about this. I was very upfront and honest with him and open about my reservations and hesitations and limitations and expectations and um I told him about, my most recent relationship, and then he listened to that podcast. He's listened to several of my podcasts, which I think has given him probably some good insight on who I am as a person and what I need and want and don't need, which that's nice. Um, in the next, 3 to 4 weeks, you know, if we're still around, I kind of got burnt a little bit last time, having finally worked up the courage to tell you guys about my ex. And then, 2 weeks later, that was done. So kind of gun shy about it. But I am excited and I will be talking about that in the future. I am also kind of looking for an extra part-time job, just something to make some extra money. I'm trying real hard to save. I am taking new clients. I have my first couple, which is really awesome. The first session went really great. I'm really excited about it. If you are not part of my Venus and Vixen Academy group, you really need to be. Um, I Once we get to 300 members, I'm giving away 4 free sessions, like free, free, 4 of them a month. That's a month. That's a month of sessions for free. So if you are not part of my group, please, well, you do have to be a woman. You do have to be that. I do eventually want to have an equivalent group for men, but I'm not a man. You might have noticed. And I do not want to, I don't think that's fair for me to try to lead a men's group. I don't know anything about being a man. So at some point, as my business continues to grow, I will have to find a man to run the group. So there's that. What else can I update you on? The kid that lives down the hall? That makes it sound so weird. It's my roommate's nephew. He graduates in May. That's really, really exciting. It's been a busy time around here. I didn't see them for 10 days because they were out on spring break and then they came back and I left to go to Jackson. So like for 2 weeks, I just didn't see them. And then got back and the guy that I am seeing, that's so weird to say. That's so weird to say. Like we had a conversation today that I do want to like I have a timeline that I want to get through before we make it like official. And we're on that road to making it official. This is like I'm gonna be real with you. Like this is words. Um, I think that all of the mistakes that I have made in the past have allowed me to be in a place where I can be objective and subjective and um, see things as they are. Like I have had concerns and I have voiced those to him, um, because I feel like that's the healthy thing to do. And it wasn't always, this is going to drive me crazy. This hair is going to drive me bananas. I wasn't always someone that would mention or even recognize things that kind of made me hesitant. But I have been very open with him about those. And we've talked through a lot of the things. We actually downloaded the Paired app today. Not a sponsor, but hey, Paired. Oh, look, there's Lily. Hey, Lily. Hey, Lillian. She's like, "What do you want, mother?" She burrows. You see she's so sweet. But like today we both connected on a paired app and started answering questions and um yeah, I do feel like all the shit, all the utter bullshit that I have put up with people over the last mm, well, 15, 16 years has led me to a place of really being able to calmly, with my mind fully capacitated, like see things and go things. And like I'm like I don't want to go fast. I want to go slow. And I want to build a really solid base. And so many times in the past, it's been like I meet somebody and there's this connection instantly, and there's this intense need to just like pour out my love onto them. And I know that the trauma response, but we know better, and so we do better. This is gonna sound bad, and it's not at all. At least not for me. Like in the, it's been 2 weeks today. I'm recording this on a Saturday, and I don't I don't get those like crazy butterflies, and I don't just sit there and think about them all the time. And at first that concerned me. I was like, do I not like this guy? Like, what is it? But I really enjoy my time with him. We're very compatible in lots of ways, and I really, really enjoy being around him. I really like him. He's funny, he's smart, he's so sweet, and I truly believe like I'm just at a much healthier point, and so my head is level. I don't feel the need to pour out everything for him to like me. You know, it's more of a this is my situation. If you're into it, cool. And if you're not, also cool. It's been fun time. But so far I'm not centered now because if you're not watching YouTube, if you're on Spotify, my body's not centered. But I just kind of shifted in my chair and then it took me out of the center. But I think I'm going to talk to my therapist about the possibility of like some light OCD because, yeah, I mean, think about the hair thing and the chair thing and mm, brain gonna brain. So, but yeah, I think it's good. I think I'm going into this in a level-headed manner. I am very excited about um the possibility of a future together with him because we are like I've told him several times like really music is the only thing and maybe TV shows that we just really don't line up on, but all of the like the more key components we're really similar. And every time I say this, he's like, it's just a year, but he's older than me. And that doesn't ever happen. Like the people, and he, to the point that he even asked me, he's like, do you think it's going to be a problem because I'm older than you? And I was like, no, well, I have my own theories about why I have preferred younger men in the past. But at this point, I'm also very aware that most, not all, so don't come at me. But most younger men are not as emotionally aware as older men, which I mean, of course, that just makes sense. Um, I know some people that are close to his age and my age that are also not emotionally aware or mature. And I mean, hey, that was me recently. I had to do a lot of work. I'm just saying. So, as you might can imagine, the naughty stuff really lines up. It really lines up. I should probably tell him that I'm You think I should tell him that I'm talking about him before he listens to it? he knows it's coming. He knows it's gonna happen. I just, I had already told him that I was gonna do the sex and religion thing, which was the plan, but I just wanted to do a check-in and talk about my dad, talk about him. Um, I'm still working on the Authentically Woman podcast. I did have to put a pause on that too, just because of my dad. But I have 21 women that are ready to be on a podcast. So I'm super excited. And I think that with my days off this week, I'm going to work on starting a schedule. So if you are a female and you would enjoy being on a podcast, there will be a video component. So your face will be seen. Um, and that's just how it's going to be. So if you're uncomfortable being on camera and people hearing your answers, I totally understand. But I need somebody who's going to be comfortable on camera. So if you are, you can DM me on my any of my profiles and I will gladly send you the link to the questionnaire. I'm super excited about that podcast because as of now on this podcast, most of my viewers are men, and there's nothing wrong with that. But also, I know what you want to hear. I'm not dumb. And I really want to create more content that is a little bit more, I don't want to say meaningful, but meaningful. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love sharing with you here, and I'm going to continue to do that. But I also want a space that's a little bit more dedicated to women's issues. That's all. So that's coming up. I also am working on another idea for a podcast. And some of you have seen the high and horny segments. And I really want to make that its own podcast. We're just going to call it high and horny. We'll have maybe get different guests and whatnot. Those always do really well. I I don't have a studio. I wish that I had a cool studio. I see these podcasts on YouTube and they have such cool studios, and it's just not feasible for me. It's just not. I don't have a space to do it, so it will likely be on. Sorry, I left my phone open. Okay. And so I had to look over. If you're listening, you don't know why I'm yelling at you, but my phone lit up. And so I had to look at it because it's one of those, it's like just from a set of like five numbers. And let's see what it says. Oh, okay, it's Facebook. And I don't know how to stop this. Hang on. Let me say stop. Stop. I don't want your notifications. And the thing is that I think that it's for um my second account. I have a second account in case my first account gets put into jail. Also, I've gotten two emails from Microsoft about my single use code. And whoever's trying to get into a Microsoft account, there's nothing there. I don't know what you're doing, bro, but have fun or don't. Leave me alone. How about that? How about them apples? All right. The phone is turned over now. I cannot see the lights light up. I can just talk to you. Other than that, there's not much going on. Summer's coming and I'm not excited about it. I do not like the heat. I don't. Don't tell me how you do because I don't care. I don't want to hear the reasons why you think the summer is the best because it's not. It's just not. I don't like it. I want to move to the north. Why am I so aggressive about this? I don't know. I mean, I live in Pensacola. It's a tourist area, right? So it's like it's the beach. I live at the beach. Now, it's incidental. What does incidental really mean? I'm not gonna pick my phone back up and look. I know what incidental means. I don't think that's the right word. What I'm trying to say is that I wasn't necessarily aiming to move to Pensacola when I moved to Pensacola. It just so happened that The two most lovely people in the world lived here and invited me to come live with them after my first divorce slash separation. And so I ended up here. And I don't necessarily want to be here forever because it's hot. Did I mention that I don't like the heat? If you're watching this, you can tell that I'm very white. Like we're talking like Western European white, Scottish, Irish. Sit outside for 30 minutes and I burn. Have to take a beach tent and an umbrella to the beach to not get burned and would prefer to go at about 4 o'clock. It's that bad. I don't like it. And I'm from Mississippi, so it's not like I haven't lived like this my entire life. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm not excited about summer. My body, gets clammy and sticky and ugh. There's just so much I want to tell you about things, and I'm just not ready. I'm not ready. I don't want to curse anything. So, what else can we talk about? Don't click away. Just because I don't have my thoughts together doesn't mean you should click away. There's probably a nugget of information about to come right at you. That's what she said. Nope. I don't know about that. A nugget? Oh, I must stoop in my mouth a little. Ooh. Oh, so I cannot go into specifics, okay? I can't, not gonna. But I am in love with Chapel Roan's song, Kink is my karma. Karma, my kink is karma. I always get the title messed up. But when I go to work and I'm there alone for the first 2 hours, I blast it. Now, today I blasted Benson Boone. Sorry, I'm here for someone else. So I have moved on to a new ADHD music fixation, but I do love that song by Chapel Roan. And I'm not saying that I did anything. I'm just saying that there was some karma laid upon someone around the same time that I was listening to this nonstop. And I mean, it just makes me happy. That's all I'm saying. I don't wish ill upon anyone. I wish for everyone to get exactly what they deserve in life. Exactly what they deserve, whatever that is. I'm not mean. I just, there's also, so I have told you guys bits and pieces about my first submissive and how that ended so terribly. There's a lot of parts that I have not told you about it. And I am considering doing a whole podcast about it. When that relationship ended, I was actually going to write a book about it. That seems like a lofty goal, but I was. I started and I quit because it was not helping my healing from that situation, so I stopped. And I don't have any desire to do that anymore, but I have considered like telling the full whole story on this podcast. Why haven't I, you might wonder? It's very personal. Um, it's very personal. And I'm not worried about him. I'm not gonna, use his name or anything. And it's not that I'm worried about me. It's just there are some details that are not pleasant that I am not proud of. And I'm not sure if I want to share it, but I am considering it. So if you want to hear me spill that tea, like encourage me, man. Let me know in the comments. It's going to be a hard story to tell because of the trauma around it, but it did kind of bubble up recently, and I have to deal with it. And I kind of realized that I had just shoved it down instead of dealing with it. And it almost feels like doing the podcast about it would be a way to deal with it and cope with it and process it. My roommate suggested to do the podcast and just wait to see if I want to actually use it and just see if maybe just telling the story out loud helps. Maybe it will. I will probably at least do that. So, but that's all that I've got going on in life, which I say that's all. This is a lot. There's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. Oops, stop. Sorry, I bumped the microphone. It's a lot of stuff. But you know, I've probably said this 1,000 times. It's like life goes in cycles, right? There's like shitty shit, 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 and then there's beautiful moments, and then there's shitty shit, shit, shit. I've been through some shitty shit, shit, shit lately. I've had some beautiful moments. There is this momentum that I feel building in a way that I've never felt it building before, and I'm both very nervous and very excited for it. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't know what it means, but I'm very excited about it. So by all means, stay tuned because I have such big grand plans, and I want you guys to be around for it. So do me a favor, like, share, comment, subscribe, comment. I said that already. Comment a few times. Um, Even if you are not at a place you can watch it, like turn it on, put the sound down, just let it run. That will really help me out. I know that a lot of people are scared to share a sex podcast on social media. I get it. I get it. Send it to your friends in your DMs. I know you have dirty friends that would appreciate this podcast. I kind of like it when I get mean like that. Do you guys like it? I like telling people what to do. I really like getting paid to tell people what to do. I haven't done that in a long time. If you want to pay me to tell you what to do, DM me, daddies. I guess they wouldn't be daddies if they're paying me, huh? I don't know. DM me. Okay, so anyway, um, somewhere on the screen here, my camera. I think I told you guys this in a previous podcast. I realized one day that my camera is flipped, and it's always been this way, but it just became very apparent to me like 4 weeks ago, and I freaked out. And so now I'm like, I don't know which side is which. It's a mirror. Anyway, I swear I'm not dumb, but somewhere on the screen, there will be my contact info. My name is Lauren Gregory. I am a sex, love, and intimacy coach in Pensacola, Florida. But you don't have to be in Pensacola to get a session. I do them all virtually. Actually, we can do via Zoom, a phone call, however we need to make it happen. We can make it happen. I don't just tell people how to have sex. Okay, that's not. I do sometimes if they ask, but that's not what I do. It's more so talk therapy about working through relationships, working through your wants, your needs, your desires. It doesn't have to necessarily be sexual at all. Right now, I have some clients that are working on the bedroom and some clients that are working on themselves. So it can be anything. It can be anything. So if you think you might, benefit, message me and let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We'll make it work. I love you guys very, very much. Follow me on my socials. I don't post much on the socials dedicated to my coaching page or my podcast. I mainly post on my personal page, but 99.99999% of my posts are public. So feel free to follow me there. I don't necessarily mind if you friend me, but And if you want to message me, like I've invited you to DM me, but I'm not looking for anybody to flirt with me in my inbox. Okay? Please? Please. Thank you. I love you guys so much, and I will see you later. Uh, wow. Something just got into my eyeball and messed that all up. Hang on. Wait, wait, wait. All right. I love you guys. Bye.